bill, the Elaine M. Carter Way Designation Act of 2019, Bill 23-538, was introduced on November 5th, 2019 by Councilmembers Trayon White, Mary Chey, Jack Evans, and Alyssa Silverman. The stated purpose of this bill is to symbolically designate the Frederick Douglass Court Southeast in Square 5880 as Elaine M. Carter Way. The next bill, which I started to read before, is Bill 23-533, the Lucy Diggs Slow Way Designation Act of 2019. This bill was also introduced on Tuesday, November 5th, 2019, by Councilmembers Nadeau, Todd, McDuffie, designate Councilmembers Allen and 2020, on July 8th, 2020, by Council 840, which is entitled The Ronald Memorial Park. For streets and alleys, I believe there are two council members who are on at this hearing, and they are Council Members Trayon White and Brooke Pinto. Let me see if Councilmember White has an opening statement. I'll turn to Councilmember Pinto. Councilmember White?
Yes, Chairman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ms. Pinto as well, Councilmember Pinto. Before I start, Chairman, I do want to note I submitted something for Harold Foster Way as well. So we can get that on the agenda today as well. While you're checking into that, I'll keep going. Good morning, Chairman Mendelson, council members, staff, and viewing audience. Thank you for holding this hearing that focuses on remembering residents who profoundly impacted DC and should be recognized by their hard work. Several bills will be discussed today, but I will focus on my comments with just two. First, the Elaine M. Carter Community Center Designation Act of 2019 and the Elaine Carter Way Designation Act of 2019. Ms. Elaine Carter Moore, affectionately known as Miss E, was a vibrant, steadfast Washingtonian who resided in Ward 8 community. Many people refer to Miss E as the superwoman of Ward 8. This is one of the reasons I introduced the legislation to rename Douglass Community Center in her honor as her ceremonial renaming Frederick Douglass Court, located in Square 5880 in Ward 8, as the Elaine M. Carter Way. Mrs. E deserves these honors and more as she devoted her life to helping the community by working as a community activist, political organizer, former president of Resident Council of Stanton Dwellings, and volunteer in so many different capacities. There was no problem or person she was not willing to lend a hand to help. Mrs. E worked to ensure that those who live east Anacostia River and across the river got a fair shot at services. She fed the underprivileged every Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock a.m., not just in public housing, but all Ward 8 residents. Her mentorship, advocacy, and wisdom has left an incredible impact on those who she met along the way. Renaming the Douglass Community Center and ceremony renaming the street in her honor would serve as a constant reminder to those in the community that you have to give back and return to your roots. And the community should be better because you live there or live there. The council has a lot of work before us. The council would also have our decisions to make. But today, we can hear from residents who have worked hard to make DC a prominent place to live today. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councilmember White. And if you would submit a copy of that statement to us, we can include that with the legislation. That would be helpful.
Will do.
Thank you. So let me turn now to each of the bills in turn. The bills are in numerical order, so we start with 508 and end with 840. Our process is that we will call witnesses who've registered to testify on each bill, and then at the end of the hearing, we will recognize or have testimony from government witnesses. There are two government witnesses. So the first bill is 23-508, Elaine M. Carter Community Center Designation Act of 2019. I'm told that Letitia Gaden contacted us today to testify. If she is here, if she could proceed. And I believe we have folks limited to 3-minute testimony.
Good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yes. And good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, council and start. On behalf of my family, I am eager to let everyone know that my mother, Elaine Carter, is worthy of recognized. My siblings and I shared our mother with the community. My mother gave to all who needed help and to those she thought needed help. There were times when she took food from our refrigerator to help someone. We all thought she shouldn't have and spoke to her about it. Her answer always was, God will bless me for this, and shut up. There was a time when a young lady came to the house crying, asking for help because her baby had died from SID, and she didn't have the money to bury her, and she did not want to burn her baby, cremate. My mother prayed with her and told her that that was not going to happen. She made calls for donations and went to every door in our community, and she gave up her entire disability check to help this mother. Everything worked out fine, and the baby had a funeral. She even created the Virgin Center in the community where the children came to do their homework. People when they had to move, trust them not to sign anything and not to move unless they all had the opportunity to come back. All signed and moved. She was the last man standing for the community. She was living in a community by herself with the dwellings boarded and fenced in. She remained living there for weeks. Her strategy worked because, thanks to her, families were able to return if they wanted to. My mother, Elaine Carter, helped all who came to her door for help, either for elections as well as just needing to talk. The housing department knew her well. She was often down there fighting for a neighbor or her community. There are so many things she had done that I haven't mentioned. I just want to say she's truly worthy of this honor, of these honors, and thank you. Thank you, and that's the end of the family statement.
Ms. Gaten, it's very helpful that you're here and that you gave this statement. It would be enormously appreciated if you would get us a copy of your statement.
Sure.
I have to say that the internet connection faltered a little, so we didn't hear everything you said, which makes it even more important that we get a copy, which you can send to us by email.
Sure.
cow@dccouncil.us.
I will do that. Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere yet. I do want to ask you a question, and that is, there are two measures, and usually we only adopt one. One would be to designate the Douglas Center, and the other would be that would be an official designation, I believe, and the other would be to ceremonially designate Frederick Douglass Court. Do you or the family have a preference?
I am sure the family have a preference, but I don't want to make that call. Is it possible that I can contact them and by the end of the meeting let you all know?
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks.
So let me turn to my colleagues and ask them if they have any questions. Councilmember White, do you have any questions?
No, I do not. Thank you for testifying.